Just ask them how I did it. I got out the limo, grabbed her hand, and went upstairs and fucked her. Now, if you want to go renegade, bitch.
have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. Who's your gay?
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Late night crew. What the fuck is going on, man? Drop the top on your bitch ass. Hey, say what's up to your boy. Happy Thursday. I feel good. 2 NBA games tonight, so I feel great. Ryan, what's happening? You know what? I want to hear some more. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Let it ride. Ryan, what up? Kendra, Clee, Bob, City Boy, what's happening? Janice, J-Dub. We are in this motherfucking thing. I had to drop the top today. No more snow on the ground. I'm salty. I want the snow back. Driving on that snow was fun. But no more snow. Boo. First of all, hit that like button, if you would be so kind. We about to get into this Katt Williams interview in full. I'll probably skip over some of the shit, like, you know, when it hits certain parts that we went over last night. I may skip some of them parts to keep it concise, so we ain't necessarily doubling back. But I'm pretty sure this may be the only full reaction to the entire interview on the internet. So there you have it. Oh, Draymond gets to come back. Man, fuck you. Ryan, what's happening, cuz? I think we got everybody in here. I guess let's get to the shit. Did I say what's up to Clee? I think I did. If I did, what's up, Clee? If I did, you get 2 of them today, which means you owe me one tomorrow. So it's always that. All right, so I'm excited for my outro. I don't think I've ever been excited for my outro because I'm generally not excited for the outro because that means it's one thing to be in a hurry to get off the air. It's another thing to be excited. I'm never really too excited about like getting off the air. But my outro, I've been working on my video editing, and bro, I gotta tell you what I did at the end today. I'm proud of myself. Proud of myself. Allegedly. But let's get into this motherfucker.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Nicholas Hadley. Let's get to it. Katt Williams, Uncle Shay, you have the floor. And just real quick, I want to say something about Shannon Sharpe. I hope y'all niggas know that Shannon Sharpe is a fucking agent. You know what I mean? He's a plant. He's not no real nigga, quote unquote. He ain't real. He ain't none of that shit. He's everything that Katt Williams was talking about to his face. And Katt Williams proved that point. Katt Williams told you. He was like, when a nigga like me show up, all them fake ass niggas don't really have shit to say. Enter Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe got where he is because he played ball. Whatever that means, I don't know. The same thing like JJ Redick. You know, these motherfuckers, like, it's a million other athletes with better podcasts and platforms than them, but they get all the opportunity. You have to ask yourself why. Sometimes.
This is the other side of Kirk Franklin prank. This is the reckoning. 2024.
All my life, been grinding all my life, all my life.
R.I.P.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay, the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna love him. Some call him one of the greatest comedians, dead or alive. One of America's greatest entertainers, one of the funniest men on the planet, world-renowned, multi-talented, a comedy legend. He's the top touring comedian selling out arenas. He's a hilarious storyteller, Emmy award-winning actor, voice actor, rapper, writer, producer, director, icon, genius, a national treasure, philanthropist, humanitarian, social activist, a father, one of the great funny men of our generation and any generation, Mr. Katt Williams.
Uncle Shay, you got to do better than reading this shit off the card. When a nigga like this important roll up, I would have said the same thing if Katt Williams would have been reading off a card, reading all your accolades. Nigga, take 10, 15 minutes to try to familiarize yourself a little better, nigga.
Thank you, sir.
How was that intro?
Magnificent. You are
Right on, Anika.
You are magnificent at intros, and you did not skimp on mine. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Very nice.
You know, anytime you come to Club Shay, we have to toast.
Yes.
Bro, you've been doing it. I mean, you're one of the top one of the top touring comedians of all time. You already got started before we started taping.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell the people at home.
I thought they was lying, and yeah. This particular alcohol is stronger than you think it would be, probably by about 2. And unbelievably smoother and milder by the same maybe 30% than you could possibly expect. And unlike cognacs the world over,
Nita, what up, Mom?
this one doesn't taste like wood at the end, and it doesn't.
Oh, this will be, the main reason why this is Shannon Sharpe's biggest interview is Shannon Sharpe got put in the trick bag. I actually feel sorry for Shannon Sharpe in this shit. Katt Williams played this nigga, bro, and he played him perfectly. Katt Williams, this was to embarrass Shannon Sharpe too, and he did embarrass Shannon Sharpe. Because at the best case scenario for Shannon Sharpe and all of this is, well, when all them niggas was on here saying all this shit, I didn't know. I didn't do none of my homework. And that's embarrassing to have to admit.
It tastes like it's got artificial colors, and it doesn't taste like it's got artificial flavors. It's a fine product.
He's a connoisseur. You can tell he's a connoisseur. He's a cognac connoisseur. He understands the method that goes into making cognac.
Right. Well, as a comedian, you get free drinks at the club. So all comedians either turn out to be connoisseurs like myself,
right,
or straight up and down alcoholics like 60% of Hollywood.
Oh, shit. Come on in hot.
Well, thanks for stopping by the club. I understand that you're very, very busy, and for you to take time out of your busy schedule and stop in today, we really, really appreciate it here at Club Shay Shay. So thanks for stopping by, Katt.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or I got liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now. Then he was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this. Said, you think you one of the smartest people in the world, only to get out in the world and find out you don't.
NFL. Download the app.
Have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take. Right. Then you.
All right.
Here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do. As I stand before you, Shannon. Here he watches me in.
Okay.
1998. I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches laugh.
Okay.
Him and Steve had already apologized for playing group.
Into the NFL season, we got to make a bonus bet. New customers for us.
Let's get you a brick upbringing. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, raised in Dayton, Ohio. What was Katt Williams' upbringing like?
Curvassier, hey. Shout out to Martin.
Your parents were Jehovah's Witness. You were a prodigy. You were brilliant. You talked to me that you got accepted to college at 7 years of age. You could read fluently at 3 years of age. So having that kind of knowledge, having that kind of prodigy, what was your upbringing? How was it? How was life as Katt Williams Crunk coming up?
I was often confused because I knew things and I wasn't sure how I knew them. I knew things that I felt like I don't have a reason that I know this, but I love to read. I was voracious because they told me when I was young that knowledge was powerful. That knowledge was power, and I had studied powerful people, and I really believed that. I immediately. My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world.
Right.
Only to get out in the world and find out you don't know anything, you know? So it was a confusing time, but yeah, I had a childhood. I was grown, but I at 5 years old, I was in front of 10,000 people giving a performance with a full suit and tie on. You know what I mean? So it came full circle for my life. I knew that the applause and the giving of information and laughs and truth to people somehow benefited them and also benefited you. And yeah, so when they would ask me what I wanted to be, everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist. And they would never give me credit for it because I needed to say a doctor or a lawyer, but that's not what I wanted to be.
I would say I wanted to be things that never existed. Oh, man. Oh, do I know about that?
So your parents weren't as supportive as you would have hoped because you were wanting to be things when you got older that they had no knowledge of or it didn't exist at the time.
Exactly.
No,
it was for me. I can say exactly for me. That's exactly what it was. Just didn't know. But that was because I was raised by my grandparents. They were much older too.
Wasn't that. It was, I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 or sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm
there's Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
Check his ass, Shannon. This nigga can't run no fucking 4.340. This nigga said he can run a sub 4.340. Nigga said, nigga, Jimmy John's across the street. We can order you a sub.
But
you been on the submarine? That what you sub?
So back then it was even greater. So you got this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Man, Cass, don't do that.
Hold on, because I'm 5'5" in the 5th grade. I've been this size my whole life. Like, there was a portion of school where I was one of the big dudes. Like, as soon as everybody caught their growth spurt, I was out of there. But I'm saying I was a competitive individual. My father was an athlete.
I can see that.
Like, no, I've been 145 pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered when they said, your cat's on drugs. I knew, how you gonna prove that? My body is a temple.
I've been the same size since I was 10.
Like, what do you? Yeah, like I haven't changed off this pivot foot. This has always been who I was before stand up or anything. But it was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious framework. So
one thing I will say that's crazy is it's openly acceptable for comedians, actors, and everybody to do drugs. Openly. Motherfuckers get caught up DUIs, get caught doing all types of shit, and nobody gives a fuck. But as soon as it's somebody they don't like, they'll throw that on a motherfucker in a minute, and everybody will run with it with no proof. What up, Boston?
What they had set up. But that was more not wanting to live a double life and not want to embarrass my family. You know what I mean?
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books for them because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And, it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener. Like, I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like,
How old are you at that time?
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12.
Shit.
No fiction books at all. I'm only reading nonfiction.
You could drive. At 12, you received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio. But you failed, so you would become ineligible. Why didn't you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. When I got in there, all the students were wearing lab coats, and it seemed very confined and restricted, and nobody seemed like they were having fun. It just seemed like everybody was smart. I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was signing up for at all. And plus, I thought that Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about a dude joined the gang and you get a big homie, right? Like, at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written.
Okay.
That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him.
Okay.
So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
Jesus style.
At 13, you not only like, okay, Mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own. You weren't afraid? I mean, you like, did you?
Hold on.
So what were you gonna do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you gotta do.
Okay.
So I was afraid, but I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out. I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was
That's bars.
feeling, and I knew that I didn't have any bad intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
Why Florida?
Because if you're raised in Ohio, the one thing on your list is, I'm gonna get away from snow.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna get as far. I wanna go. Tell me the place. I literally went to a truck stop and I asked all the truck drivers where they was going. And there was one guy going to California and there was one guy going to Florida. And they told me how long it was gonna take. And so that's why I ended up in Miami. Because
How'd you get there? You caught a bus? Or...
no, I just told you. I was at the truck stop.
So
He
you
let me-
hitchhiked?
I got in. I didn't hitchhike. I got in the back of the dude's 18-wheeler. Me and my Rottweiler puppy and my suitcase. Yeah, because I probably
Godson, bro.
had $2,500 on me. Like I was shoveling snow and cutting grass. Like I always had pockets full of money.
When did you make the decision that you were going to leave Ohio and go somewhere? And it ended up being Florida. So, but when did you know that you were leaving Dayton, Ohio, going to Florida?
And my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood that was all bad.
What was the disagreement about?
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines.
Right.
But I'm not going to let you tell me what I'm going to be, especially if what you're saying is wrong. I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Even
Damn. Head. Bumping heads, indeed.
as a young child, you were willing to tell your parents that some of the things that you're saying doesn't coincide with what I've been reading in the Bible.
No. Very simply, don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God.
Oh, shit. Okay, Katt. Yeah, I'm with you on that, cousin. That is what it is. Parent or not, nigga, you can't lie on God. What you mean you prayed to God and God told you? That wasn't God, bruh.
Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God. So long. That's it. There's no conversation. Dude.
And that's why he had God's protection, because that was the... That's some deep shit.
That's
So
what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that conversation right there, you say, "Nah, I can't live under this roof."
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation, I love my father. My father loved me. But we are 2 men at it. It'll never be the same again. You can't sleep comfortably around me. And I can't sleep comfortably around you.
How similar are you to your father?
I don't know. He's a great man. I'm saying...
Because it seems like y'all butted heads.
Right, but I'm saying that generally happens with a father-son dynamic. It was just that religious relationships are always difficult in families. They always are.
Before it got to the point, because the dynamic, he's father, you're son. Before that dynamic and you step up on his level and you challenge him, you felt it was best for you to leave.
No. I'm not being challenged. I'm being beat to death.
Well, well, Shannon?
Oh, he was abusive.
I didn't say that. I said we were in an altercation.
I see what you did there. I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there, Katt.
Yeah.
I saw what you did. You was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost. You said you was in an altercation.
I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one.
Yeah, I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. Pops beat that ass.
What you did, you was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost, you said you was in an altercation.
I in no way
Dr.
gave
Cal.
you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds. This his house.
Right.
Yeah. So as long as I'm gonna be under his roof, there are certain things that I'm gonna have to do.
Right.
And the only way that's gonna change is either this or that. And I'm saying I had two younger brothers. Like I'm not an unreasonable person. Like I don't have any mental issues whatsoever, despite what they lead people to believe. You know, I make pretty good decisions.
Were you not, so how was their relationship with your father? Were you not afraid to leave them?
Well, I asked because it went all the way to the actual department, so it was actually going to be something. And when I asked them if they could just make sure that my brothers didn't get separated and what have you, they said they couldn't make those type of guarantees, that they weren't really sure what would happen if this went down. And so part of leaving was the hope that it would be okay for them, because none of them experienced what I experienced. I'm saying I'm the oldest. It's a lot riding on me. I'm supposed to at least religiously hold down the family's name at this household.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How much older are you than the baby and the knee baby?
Like a lot older. Like if I'm
12, 13.
Yeah, they're 5. And in Pampers.
Wow.
5 in Pampers.
You go to Florida. You tell the story. I've heard you were homeless, and somebody else told the story, said they were homeless, and you said they hijacked your story. Now I don't.
At 13, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm homeless. I'm in Miami, Florida. I have no family members in Florida. I couldn't buy a house if I wanted to. I couldn't get an apartment if I wanted to. I don't have a credit history. Like, this is not a stretch for me to say that I'm homeless. I'm living in a park in Coconut Grove. The park still exists to this day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like, I had a routine.
So you really could have played that old thief in Santa Claus. You could have played it.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a crackhead. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't have played.
Okay.
Like I couldn't have played a black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, did you like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my butt in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation.
Niggas don't know about true homelessness unless you really experience this shit. Niggas just don't even know. And I understand the whole routine bit and all that shit. The multiple hours of crime, though, not so much.
Situation, and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian, and the only thing that all of these homeless...
See, that's the thing, though. So even if you got a hustle where you making a little bit of change while you homeless, man, it's so much more expensive living homeless. You talking about like even if you want to go take a shower, it's gonna run you about $10 to $15. And then every time you eat, you can't you can't really grocery shop outside of just like snack food.
People had
Janine was having
in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs. And I interviewed them all. What drug? And guess what, Shannon? Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost my cars, I lost my reputation, and I'm now out here sucking penis in the woods.
Oh, shit.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me. If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people. Anything that take over your free will is the devil itself.
Have you ever thought about what your life would have been had you stayed in Dayton, Ohio?
No. That's like asking somebody that's in the NBA for 14 years, like, what would have happened if you didn't come to the NBA? Well, I shudder to think. I thought it was what I was made for. I thought it was what I was built for. Anybody that knows me will tell you that when they first met Katt Williams, when I was Cat in the Hat, and they tell these stories about how he changed his name. Look, the truth of the matter is Disney sued me. Yeah, I was Cat in the Hat. They sent me a cease and desist letter, and I'm not even making $25,000 a year. And the mega company Disney has sent me a cease and desist telling me I can't use any variations of that name. Fine, I'm Katt Williams. That's all that happened. I have been this same product the entire time. They will tell you when they first...
The funny thing is, the one time I met Katt Williams, I know definitely the first time. I ain't know that nigga name was Katt Williams. I was just like, they was like, man, can you go get him? Because I was interning. Like, Money Mike. Literally called the nigga Money Mike. I ain't had no choice.
First saw me doing stand-up, I
Real shit, LaKing.
was just like this. This is what I bring. This is my style.
When did you know were you always funny? Did you always want to be a comedian? Did you stumble on a comedianship?
No, I loved what they did, and so I studied them, all of them. I studied all of the white comedians because I wanted to know, why is Monty Python funny? Why is Don not so talented? I wanted to know, what is George Carlin's thing? Like, so I studied all of the comedy masters regardless of the field because I loved to laugh. I didn't know that these people were making a great living at doing this. I thought this is just what they did. They tell jokes, they're funny people, but I loved the craft. And that's why when I got into the craft, I thought it was my obligation to make sure that I kept writing new material so much that it forced these comedians to stop doing the set they've been doing for 10 years.
That is the one thing, man. If you watch Katt Williams shit, like, it's very, very fucking rare he recycles any fucking joke from his previous shit. It's very rare he does a callback of any kind. I will give him that.
And keep writing some new stuff. And I knew that if I could get that to take on, that most of these bums would have to just quit comedy because they can't keep up. They're not gonna keep writing an hour worth of material.
Right.
I've written an hour worth of material 19 times. They're not gonna do it. Why? Because they're not creative writers. They want to get somebody else and have them write it and put it together.
So, if I'm listening to you correct me if I'm wrong. I think the best thing that ever happened was the internet. Because now they have to. Because normally, like you said, you could do a set and you do that set in Kansas City, people ain't heard it in San Francisco. People ain't heard it in Miami. They ain't heard it in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, so forth and so on. Now you do a set, it's on the internet. Somebody heard it. So you can't do a set and make it last 3 months, 4 months.
Well,
Yes, you can.
it doesn't allow the regular comic the ability to grow is the real problem. Like, the part of comedy is me taking these jokes in January, and by March, I've begun to craft this joke.
Okay.
It's not as simple as it was. When I wrote it, it was just da-da-da-da-da. But now it has the complexities of the fact that I'm having to deliver this to an East Coast audience, a down South audience, a Midwest audience, a Utah audience, a Colorado audience. And so it begins to take on a different complexion because you're having to deliver it to different people.
Okay.
That's almost like speaking in different languages almost.
And so this is what sharpens your joke. You then take those sharpened jokes and make a special. Not you just randomly take some. So it's a process. You don't allow them to process if the first time the guy did the joke, now that's his joke and the joke is everywhere. That just sets it up for people to steal.
So how many times must you tell a joke before you master it?
How many times have you had to sleep with a woman before you're done with her?
She belongs to the streets.
That's not fair. If it's great, never. If it ceases to have usefulness, so it has been spoken. Right.
I read that you was raised in Florida. You had some help, some ladies of the night.
No.
That's not true.
No, that whole story doesn't take place in Florida. That story takes place in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So after I'm in Florida, I then joined, I tried to join the Marine Corps and they won't accept me because I'm too young, and I've lied and told them I'm 16 and my family's moving down and I don't have my ID, but it's coming. And so they let me go to the boot camp, That's not gonna work now. Okay, so I've learned that lesson. Right. So then I get this job selling stuff door to door across the country. And so I've been to all 50 states. Again, I'm 14 years old. So I did that. While I'm doing that, one of the places I'm at, I'm in Oklahoma. And I've decided I'm gonna stay here because of meeting these ladies that you're talking about and that situation. I don't know at the time why that's important in my life or why it's something I should be doing or any of that. But now later on, it certainly helps me in formulating Money Mike for Friday After Next.
Right.
And a pimp named Slickback for the Boondocks.
Pimp named Slickback. You say the whole thing together like a Tribe Called Quest.
Oklahoma, so San Francisco, Oklahoma, Sacramento.
Seneca was
From Florida, you moved to the West Coast. So you traveling. When did you set up shop on the West Coast? How old were you then?
So I guess I'm 18 or younger, and once I have a child, I realize that I can't. It's a lot of things that I could use to make money that now is a no-go. So anything with street aspirations that I might have thought about pursuing or being good at, I now am a single parent and I gotta redo this thing. So I need comedy to really work out for me. Right. And me and God go into extreme conversation where I'm explaining to him that I'm a crash out dummy if he don't
Yeah, no crash out. No crash test dummy syndrome over here. Hit the like button, hit the PayPal Cash App so we can hit the $20 goal.
Send me a lifeline, like I need something I can hold on to. Before I had left Florida, I did stand up one time because we was trying to get in the club. I didn't have ID. So I said I was a comedian. They ended up having me do 5 minutes. But I kept that in my head that I had done that. When we get to Oklahoma, they're having a competition for stand-up, and if you win, you get to go out on the road with Jeff Foxworthy and Dan Whitney, who is Larry the Cable Guy, and Richard Jenny, and these great comics. You get to open for them. And once I did that, I realized, okay, as a comedian, I'm like way behind schedule. I done started this too late. All the funny guys are already funny and known names. Like, how am I going to progress? So I realized that I do better with a white audience than I do with a black audience, and I'm not.
Clee in the cut one time. Ladies break out the Methuselahs. Let me say this, Clee.
Bring it to Methuselah!
Saw all of them. And the one thing I never heard any of them niggas say is Katt's lying. That's the number one thing I be wanting to hear from motherfucker. Cause that's my first step. Nigga, you lying. Like if you say I said some shit that was false and I lied on you and I know you did and I know I didn't, nigga, you lying. None of these niggas even called this nigga a liar. Cedric's response was weak as fuck. Ricky gonna bring on his fucking manager. Matter of fact, we might play that Ricky Smiley shit. Ricky Smiley, I'm like, nigga, that ain't even what he said. And then you gonna bring on a nigga that's your homie to vouch. Yeah, my homie, yeah. The guy that I was representing, yeah, he's telling the truth. Obviously, that nigga gonna vouch.
Not sure why that's occurring,
Okay.
but the white audience likes me more. That's interesting. So when I moved to Sacramento, it's because Sacramento has a white and a black audience almost 50-50. That's almost the makeup of Sacramento.
I am a Division I basketball player. You're not talking basketball with me.
Bring it to Methuselah!
That didn't go well.
So I lived in Sacramento for 2 years until I get to the point where I am equally as funny if the room is black as I am if the room is white. That's not enough. Now I need to be one of the good ones when it comes to black comics. So now I have to move to Oakland, and that's what lands me in Oakland for 3 years. Once I have dominated male black comedy in Oakland to my liking, now I'm prepared to go to Los Angeles now. Now I know you can't throw me any curveballs if it's a white audience, if it's a...
Well, Shannon Sharpe was the one that started it. Shannon Sharpe sitting there drinking just as much as Katt, but Katt's drunk. Shannon ain't.
Black audience, no matter what they...
But it goes like to what I just told you, where it's like, nigga, they let people drink, get fucked up, take pills, all this shit. I mean, you talking about Shannon Sharpe, talking about smoking miles and drinking, or smoking miles and drinking yak. Nobody say shit about that. He don't look like no alky or no shit like that. But the nigga drinking with him, hey, he might be though.
They are. I'm prepared to deal with all of the audiences.
Do you write jokes according to the audience that you're going to be in front of, or is your joke universal?
Well, in the beginning, part of my framework is that I'm tailoring every show to this audience.
Okay.
And that's how I was able to show my range and show that I was better than my competitors, is that I'm Katt Williams, but I was still doing clean comedy. So I was still going to churches and doing 45 minutes of stand-up at the church with no curse words, no sex, drug material, no none of that, just straight stand-up. And then I was doing everything else. And at
the regular club.
Yeah, that was the range, is that when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So,
tailor-made.
That's how I started.
That's because Shannon's not good at this shit. This nigga, the only reason he got this, it ain't even he got this because Katt came so he could check Shannon and them niggas lying on Shannon's show.
But as you begin to get better, you begin to be able to speak to your entire fan base. And that's really what's been helpful, is that I've been having the same conversation with my fan base for 12 comedy specials.
Is that what set Katt Williams apart? Is your range? Is that you can do a comedy, do 45 minutes in the church. I can go to a comedy club in front of 250, or I can go into an arena with 15,000.
That's how it should be if you the great.
That's range, because everybody can't do that, Katt.
Well, if that's what range is called, then yeah, it's range. But I like the people I'm talking to. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like
people person.
Like it can't be condescending, because I'm talking to my white male friend when I'm telling that white joke.
Right.
Right. I feel you, cuz.
I'm talking about this joke about this black lady. I know that black lady. That's who I'm talking to. I'm speaking to this fan base that I've been speaking to from the beginning. I already told them what I was on when I first came in. I told them they was gonna come after me. They was gonna cancel me. They was gonna say terrible things.
And remember how people used to laugh at Katt when he used to say that shit? Go back and watch his early shit. He told everybody that with the shit he know and the shit he gonna be saying, this was gonna happen. He did tell everybody this.
It's about me and try to mess my life up. I said that coming into stand-up. I'm saying it in my
So you knew it was gonna be?
It has to be. I know I'm going into the belly of the beast. How could I be naive? I know that I'm going into Satan's playground, but I'm trying to be so good that you got to bring me in so close that I can see who's doing what and what's going on in there.
In San Francisco, you joined the Nation.
I was never in San Francisco. I was in Oakland.
You was in Oakland. Did you join the Nation? Is that?
Yeah, Honorable Minister Farrakhan and I have an extremely close relationship. He refers to me as one of his sons. So, yeah, I spent a particular period of time. Let me explain.
Yes.
Because my particular background was already religious and super strict, right? I didn't find out about other religions by reading about them. I went to their religion. I don't want to learn from Jewish people from outside. I want to be in a synagogue. I don't want to learn about Muslim people from, I want to be in a mosque. I don't want to hear about the Baptist or the Pentecostal. I want to go to their church.
Okay. That makes sense.
See, and so that was the religious discovery that I was on through that period in my life.
When did you know you were funny?
Nigga, what kind of questions? What, nigga? Okay, Shannon.
Probably about 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
So you didn't think as a child, because obviously you said the very structured background, your family was very religious, so obviously you didn't get an opportunity.
I never did a talent show. I was never in any extracurricular activities. I was never in drama. I was never in band camp. I was never a Boy Scout.
And you didn't stay in school long enough to get funny because you dropped.
You understand. You understand. So there was no, I don't tolerate high school games. I didn't go to high school.
Which we just talked about, Shannon.
I don't know how most of the games they think I play, I'm not even aware of them.
But Katt, for you to get on stage, and like I said, a lot of people, like a lot of comedians, I had a few here, they're like, okay, I told jokes to get girls, I told jokes to, get people to laugh at someone else.
Yeah.
But you is like, you say you did comedy one time in Florida.
Yeah.
And you had this other opportunity, like in Oklahoma, that they were going to take you out if you won the talent show. You was going to go on the road with these well-known comedians.
And I did.
But I'm just saying, how in Florida at 13, 14 years of age, you like 16, I can do that.
Well, because I knew that there were a lot of other things I could do. Like when I looked at drug dealers, I thought I could do that.
Yeah.
He's not only a jock, he's a nigga that's been hit in the head so many times.
You
But
see what
that's
I'm saying?
easy.
So, right, and who doesn't like that?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna make it. But now that I gotta do it on this side, but no, your question was, when did I think I was funny? I never was my biggest fan. To this day, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm a fan of comedy. I like great comedians. Like, I like Chappelle. I like Patrice O'Neal. Like, I like the greats of comedy because
Nigga, I like old Chappelle. This new nigga's a weirdo.
I do. Like, I like Ron White. I like Bill Engvall. Like, I know comics. Like, people that did the craft, they raised me. I was touring with Steve Marmel and Richard Jenny and real journeymen. So my comedy upbringing was standard. I thought you had to work all night, every night, all around the country, and you had to write jokes, and that you were trying to write jokes that other people weren't writing, and that your job was to be funnier. Like, people that know me will tell you I've been on this. Like, I had a list of all the black comedians that were more famous than me. There was 300 of them on the list.
And when he reads them from that card, he reads them from that card.
And I had to be able to cross them all out before I could make it to the next level, before I felt like I was funny enough to do that. And so I appreciate what competition does for sports and for my particular sport. And comedy is a sport.
What gave you the confidence that you could get on stage?
You remember I was 5 years old on stage.
Okay. So performing in front of people was no problem.
But I was reiterating God's word at that point. Now, I just have to make sure that the content is good. If the content is good, what part can I not do? I'm a vessel. He's given me these gifts to be able to do certain things, so I just want to utilize them in my craft. That's all.
Do you remember your first set?
Mm-hmm.
How long? 5, 10 minutes?
No. I think 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Standing ovation, boos, some applause, some jeers?
No, none of that. They applauded like I was a professional at it. But now looking back, I understand, because you gotta understand, they were all thinking, he don't even look old enough to be in here. And we don't have any black guys that live in this town.
Right.
Where did he come from? And then he gets up there, and for 3 minutes, he's talking about the fact that he is the entire black community.
Right.
And he is as disappointed in them. It looked like they looking for where the rest of them is. And so is he. And that was his set. But I understood from that point that the truth is really the commodity, and the fact that we are all individuals and all separate and all our own islands, but not in real life. In real life, it's only 5 or 6 different types of people, and you're gonna see them everywhere that you go. And all my enemies all look the same in the eyes, whether it's Faison, Wanda, Aries Spears, they all look like
shrapnel.
Man, what you got against Wanda Sykes? You think I don't remember that?
Sir, Wanda Sykes and Wanda Smith are 2 separate people.
I mean, Wanda Smith.
And I had only said one name, sir.
Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes
is
amazing. I love Wanda.
And I agree.
I love Wanda. That's my girl.
Mine
but
as well.
I remember on the radio, you went on a radio interview. If I'm not mistaken, that's in Atlanta.
Right.
And you came on there with seemingly good intentions. And she attacked you.
It wasn't just that part. It was the fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did putting the city on.
Right. Okay.
And we won't talk about your kids. We won't talk about jail, no cases. We ain't going to talk about none of that.
Right.
And immediately gets in there and goes the opposite way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people that look like you. It's a very thin line I got to call, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled. Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there.
You did.
But
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
Oh, nigga, you gay.
I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you?
You did a number on it, though.
Hey.
You did a number on it. That's legendary.
No, you either believe in karma or you don't. Because I didn't even know any of the stuff that she had done to my fellow comedians until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's two comedians, what do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation when they hate you that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt she hated you at that moment because you mentioned that she said it was going to be very professional. Oh, you won an Emmy, congratulations, you put the city on, you own for the city, yada, yada, yada.
Man, you got the worst waves in history, Shannon.
And now, did she mention anything about the Emmy on camera?
I believe you saw the video and you know that none of that took place. See, the issue is that all the comedians have to come do these radio stations because you have to sell your tickets, and so that means you have to go to the radio station.
Yes.
I don't go to the radio station, and I don't make posts to sell tickets. I just don't. So you've not seen me. I'm not here in some subservient position where somebody sent me over.
You here out of the kindness of your heart. You are.
No, I'm saying in the interview situation.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Yeah, and this person knew I wasn't there for that, or it's.
But how hard? Because
I mean, look how many fucking cards Shannon Sharpe got. I just really think, hey, this nigga a whole ass book, nigga. You stupid. Shannon Sharpe stupid as shit, nigga. It is what it is.
You have to understand, she is a female, and so you have to be careful. You have to handle her with kid gloves.
No, you don't. Women want to be handled equally. They want equality. I'm with all that until, bro, that interview, that bitch did try to fucking run roughshod on Katt, bro. If he'd have called her a bitch, I'd have vouched. He didn't. Probably should have, though. If you're asking me.
Sir, you want to go ahead and take that out? You don't want to be against equality, do you?
No.
Talk that shit, Katt. Talk that fucking shit, Katt. Check that nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, nigga, you wanna edit that out? You don't want to be on record saying you not for equality, nigga. You don't want to be on record saying that women are weak as shit, do you?
Be careful. You have to handle her with kid gloves.
Sir. You want to go ahead and take that out? You don't want to be against equality, do you?
No.
What you just said was very unequal, sir.
Talk that shit.
Bruh, but
I think maybe you've had enough of this.
That shit. Flip that shit on you, Katt. Flip that shit on you, Katt. That nigga might have had just a tad too much.
Against equality, do you?
No.
What you just said was very unequal, sir.
Bruh, but
I think maybe you've had enough of this. Because I think I just heard you say
But
that women are not equal and should be treated unequally.
They want to be treated.
You mean as a comedian?
No. They want. Listen, you understand, and I understand.
Yeah.
In certain situations, they want to be treated equal. Not all situations.
But that's not real equality, you fake woke mother. Come on, Shannon. Come on and expose yourself. This is why I don't like Shannon Sharpe. Shit like this. This is why this nigga ain't married. Another nigga that ain't married trying to give you advice on how women work. Nigga, you can't, you got all that money, Hall of Fame and everything. You can't get one bitch to stay with your black ass.
And what part of what you saw her get?
Oh, she deserved everything you gave her.
What part would have been different if she was a man? It would have just been more vicious.
Yeah, that's my point.
I took all the vicious and venom away because I didn't have any. Plus, I understood. I'm not trying to offend black women with short hair. I'm not trying to offend heavyset women. I'm not trying to upset fellow comedians. I'm not trying to do any of that, and I am qualified to be able to do none of that and still eviscerate you because I'm smart enough to know that I need to say that you have gnarled fingers because I know your limited education means you don't know what the word means. So you can't possibly respond to it. You're not sure of the meaning. And I'm going to continue hitting you because this is what comedians do.
Right.
You've been masquerading that you're a comedian too, and that's the fallacy.
So
nobody in boxing fights out of their weight class. If you're a 130 pounder, you don't just show up with the 160 pounders. You stay in your weight class.
Is that what you wanted to do?
No.
That she was out of her league when it came to because
I didn't want to do any of it.
I know you didn't want to, but once she took it there. Did you feel that you had to go there? Oh, you
go where?
You could have said, Wanda, I didn't come here for that. I just want to do the interview. I just want to talk about what happened.
Oh, you misunderstand my job. My job is to be funny. My job is to be funny first. My first job is to be funny. My second job is to be respectful. My third job is to be immaculate and Gaza strip it. That's non-political. I'm saying, if you do it, you let a terrorist accidentally touch over here, and I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. It'll literally be rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Why? Because that's why you should mind your business. Mm-hmm. This is what F around and find out is about.
Right.
Thank you. Every time I've had to get at a motherfucker, it's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I've let it be known that when you cross over this airspace, nigga, it will be taken as a threat and will be handled accordingly. I'm not trying to hear nothing you say, so that way motherfuckers know. Don't even accidentally fly over this bitch. Don't even accidentally fly over this bitch. Not unless you want them problems. Man, he spitting bars.
Have you ever been booed, Katt?
What?
Find out is about.
Right. Have you ever been booed, Katt?
F around and find out is about.
Right. Have you ever been booed, Katt?
Booed. Have you ever been booed?
Yes. Yeah. I have.
What was that feeling like? Did it want to give up? Because because when you have, I don't know how early it was in your career. Obviously, it hadn't been I don't think it's in the last decade because you've been immaculate.
I would never waste a question like that on Katt Williams because I would assume every comedian has been booed before. That's like asking a pro player, have you ever been booed at home before? Yeah. I did some shit that the crowd booed me for. They didn't hate me forever. It was just that moment.
Have you ever dropped a pass?
I have.
Like, thank you, bro. Like, thank you, Katt. These dumbass questions, nigga. Have you ever been booed before? Yes, this nigga's been booed before. What do you mean? Have you ever dropped a pass, Shannon? Like, what the fuck?
I've been booed too.
You know the look.
Exactly, Shannon. You've been booed too. You dropped the pass and probably was booed for it.
Little segment between everything.
You see what I'm saying, Lakeem? It's like clockwork.
It's fine and I got it. And then you noticing where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that. The thing about as a comedian, the audience's opinion is the only opinion that matters, not you, the writer, none of that. And so I don't think any comedian has ever been booed unnecessarily either.
They deserve it.
Oh yeah. I'm saying what do they say when a guy shoots the air ball in the NBA? They say air ball to make sure everybody knows. But again, he still got.
Yeah, and a lot of times when it happens, most times you'll look at the player, and if he's like a player like Steph Curry, first of all, if it's like Steph Curry air balls, you probably shouldn't say shit. Second of all, a lot of times they start smiling. Why? Because, like, bro, sometimes, niggas don't really get embarrassed when they get dunked on, and when niggas hit shots in they game winners in their face and all this shit. You know why? Because it wasn't the first time, nigga. It's tough. Being at the top is tough. Playing at the very 1% of some shit is tough. And so, yeah, them niggas have made mistakes and know what it's like to be embarrassed, or not be embarrassed, but know what it's like to be in that moment that could cause embarrassment.
Got to get back on D.
Right.
Like the game didn't end. He don't get to throw his hands up and sulk.
Right.
That's supposed to be used as a learning experience. Most comedians don't get booed enough. I mean, this and sulk.
Right.
That's supposed to be used as a learning experience. Most comedians don't get booed enough.
Tell me what's wrong with this picture. Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
Oh, nigga, you gay.
Why do you have them tight-ass pants on with your legs spread open and your leg hiked up while you sitting less than 4 feet away from another grown-ass man in a deep conversation? If you don't unfurl them fucking legs, put that fucking leg down, nigga. This nigga gonna wear some form-fitting ass pants and gonna be man-spreading all over this fucking interview. Sit in that chair like a grown-ass man. Oh my goodness, bro. This nigga Shannon Sharpe, he can't help it. Always doing some shit like this, bro. Nigga, this nigga got on a pair of Lululemons. This nigga man spread with some fucking Lululemons. I'm done, nigga. This nigga say he's always doing the most feminine ass shit, nigga. What is that around his neck? Are those emeralds? Hold on, nigga. Like, this nigga, oh my goodness, man. This nigga, bro. This nigga Shannon, man. Put your fucking leg down, nigga. That's because it's tucked to the back, Photon. Put your fucking leg down. This nigga always doing some zesty ass shit, nigga. Them waves are zesty, them glasses are zesty. Nigga, are those leopard print glasses? You can't wear leopard print glasses with them tight ass pants with your leg up like that. Put your fucking leg down, nigga. I'd have stopped this whole ass interview. Hey, hold on, nigga. You don't have no more drink for you, nigga, because you got your leg hiked up with these tight ass pants on. Put your leg down, nigga. And look at Shannon Sharpe hand. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. What is that? What is up with this nigga finger, bro?
I mean, this is how you end up with a mic.
Yeah, some people are okay with the fit. I know one person who is.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
Michael Blackson, who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis. And I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's...
The fuck did I do?
Trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're gonna say that, you gotta go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody got, you gotta put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it. And generally, I'm just too big to comment or make a statement about it or...
Michael Blackson got a fake accent. Nigga, come on, Michael Blackson.
Do a live or any of that. But when it gets to be a whole grouping of these guys, I gotta come and talk to
Jessica
Shannon.
was happening. Kishla was good.
I gotta lay it down at the altar.
You know every comedian
This
that's been like
is
that.
the other side of Kirk Franklin praying. This is the reckoning. 2024. The reckoning.
You watch that. You know every comedian that's been on my show. You watched every episode. Cause
No,
you know.
that's not what you said. You said I know every comedian.
You know every comedian.
You're limiting me.
Oh, you watched every episode because you know things. You know things.
Yeah.
That's always where I'm trying to come from, whether it's comedic or otherwise. That's why even if you see me get arrested 10 times in a row on TV, as a fan of mine, you can be like, he finna be right out.
Every time. Every time. Katt Williams got locked up like 50 fucking times, ain't never had probation, nothing. Which makes you wonder, that sounds like maybe they was just fucking with him. Because how the fuck did every single time, I mean, bro, if you've been a Katt Williams fan from the jump, you know for like 4 years, nigga, Katt Williams was going to jail like every fucking week. Never would catch a charge. Never go to jail. Never was on probation. Nothing.
Yeah, but they just said he didn't do it. He couldn't have. It's stupid. Why would he do something stupid knowing he got to come back and talk to us? Nah, they respect that every time it happens, I'm gonna be free as a bird sitting out here talking to you about it, that it really was what I said it was, that's all.
You end up, you come down, you're in LA.
Yeah.
Now, I'm reading.
Wait, this nigga said, I'm reading. So, you see, this is why he don't realize that Katt feels mentally superior to this nigga. He's told this nigga about how he's been reading books nonstop and shit since he was like 3-4 years old. Know the Bible front and back, all these different things, right? He's sitting here watching Shannon Sharpe live learn about this nigga. He a fan of Katt, but he got a fucking encyclopedia in his hand. And he's even telling him right now, I'm sitting here reading something interesting about you.
Katt Williams won Cedric the Entertainer's Anheuser-Busch Best Los Angeles Comic Award. Did you win that award, won Katt Williams? It's a simple yes or no. It's not a rhetorical question.
It's a question that probably should have been asked to Cedric the Entertainer.
I'm asking you. I got you here, though.
I know. I couldn't believe Cedric didn't get asked that question. You still a dude's joking and giving an award, and then 10 years later you don't know nothing about it. Hey, but I promise you this.
What?
If he sees me again before he sees you, he'll be talking different when you see him. That's for certain. That's the difference. Damn. That's what these comics understand, is that I'm not doing nothing for clout. I don't even recognize clout. But eventually, the Lord is going to let me and you be in one hallway. A lot of these dudes go... Kevin Hart done went 25 years without ever being in the same building with me.
Kevin Hart come out and say he lying about that. None of y'all niggas came out and said he was lying. And that was the one thing I was like, I'm waiting for one of y'all to say he's lying.
Yeah, at the same time. If I go in the building, he walk out. You've never seen us in the same building ever in 25 years. Like, it's like that. Why? Why?
Yes.
Because I'm really the product. It's not what you think.
I'm that nigga. You think it's all G till a nigga roll up.
I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought. I have far less play in me than you would like. And I'm relentless. I'm out there. I'm still, to this day, I play 11 games of basketball with a 20-year-old. The record is 92-6. This is just in the yard, just to the rack, just cause.
You work out, Cat? I mean, no, you work out, Cat?
Not to the gym.
You don't work?
All right, we heard this.
There was a pimp guy that used to be a pimp, but he wasn't anymore. He was a rapper now, and his name was Mac Minister, and he had been a pimp and was getting to be a rapper. And I had never done a movie before. I was a stand-up, and I'm getting ready to do the movie. And so I was able to craft what a real pimp was like, what was too much. I didn't want to be stereotypical.
Right.
I did the research. I saw how many times people played pimps, and they were always... It was always something weird about them, right. I guess, because it's a weird job, you know what I mean? Right. And I wanted somebody that didn't seem like none of that he really thought it was a business and treated it like that. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, adding those levels to acting is what all actors do if they're not Steve or Cedric or Ricky. Mm-hmm. Like, you're trying to create a character. You can't just be Faison in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Cat. Let Big Worm breathe. Stall him out now.
Now you gotta stall out Big Worm. He thinking about it, too. Thinking about stalling this nigga out.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Hold up, nigga. Damn. Shannon, this is unbecoming.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man, but you gotta admit the role that he played, Big Worm, I mean...
This nigga... in his bag, nigga.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man. But you got to admit the role that he played, Big Perm and Friday now. You got to give him credit for the role now. Come on now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If what you're saying is correct, why wasn't he in next Friday or Friday after next?
I mean, his
You are watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
role, I mean...
It wasn't good. Sorry.
There was a lot of people that appeared in the first one that weren't in the second one, Katt.
I'm just telling you why.
You are watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there's a news flash that there are reasons for things in a business.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, why did you bench D-Lo? He had 2 points. What are you talking about? Shut up. But I like him. Nobody cares about that. That's not what we're talking about.
And Katt's right. That's where it's completely disingenuous from Shannon Sharpe. You know how many niggas got cut and shit from teams and shit, and Shannon didn't give no flying fuck, nigga. And Shannon will tell you, that nigga got cut because that nigga wasn't good enough. That nigga didn't work out enough. He didn't do this, and he wasn't that, and he was on... Bro, you know how many niggas was on a Super Bowl team and didn't make another team after that? So yeah, Big Worm was on a Super Bowl team. That don't mean that nigga was all pro.
These are business conversations that deal with businessmen.
Right.
Right. When you're good at something, you should progress. The guys that are not as good, they should fall down by the wayside. That's natural.
So you believe if your talent doesn't support it, you should fall by the wayside, and the guys that have the talent and they get elevated, they should move.
No, that's what water says. That's what the universe say. The universe say the levels. No, not I say. Who am I? I'm nobody. But I'm working every day as if I think that's what
should happen.
Is how it should be. And I'm choosing comedians that also write and work hard and don't steal other people's material. And I'm making sure that they all make $300,000 a season. And I'm making sure that they're not ever signed to me or my conglomerate. And that's why they're successful. No, you can work with me and still be an independent businessman, boss owner like you came in.
Right.
I don't need you to be subservient to me. That's those other guys that make you pay dues.
Bars.
You said
bars
earlier that you rewrote a lot of what Money Mike was to say and how he behaved. So they allowed you the freedom, the liberty to ad lib. How much?
Would they allow you to just make an interception if didn't nobody talk about it? As a football player, if the ball come your way, can you just grab it? Can you make an interception anytime? Are you allowed to pick up any fumble? You can do any hustling, right? Oh, okay, same here. Same here.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Even as an offensive player, they might let me ad lib once I get a couple of years under my belt. They wouldn't let me ad lib as a rookie. That was your first movie.
I told you the conversation in my first movie, just because I am committed to...
Did LeBron James have to go through that? There are athletes that come in as rookies that don't have to go through the normal shit. Calling their own plays from the line of scrimmage already. All this other shit.
Laughs. The only way I made it past those 300 comedians, I didn't tell you this. What it required is I had to watch all 300 comedians 10 times a piece. I watched your set 10 times of you performing, whoever you were, and then I counted how many laughs you got every time you did these amount of minutes. So if you told me this comedian and told me he did 30 minutes, I could tell you that he got 26 laughs in that 30 minutes because I had done the numbers on everybody. So I didn't just say I was funnier. I knew I was funnier than the comic you liked, and I could tell you how many jokes funnier I was because that's how we judge stand-up. You do 15 minutes, I do 15 minutes. How do I know I'm funnier than you? Because you got 6 laughs, and I got 16. I'm almost 3 times better than you, low-key boy, but I'm never Gonna tell you the formula. So you gonna keep just going out there telling jokes, not understanding that psychologically, the audience by 10 years is convinced that I'm funnier than you. They just don't know why. Because I'm putting out more content, better.
I had Terry Crews on here. He said at the time that you did the movie, you were homeless. Is that true?
This was my situation. 5 months prior to me getting this first audition for Friday After Next, I got this baby son. I'm holding him up above me. He grabs my little chain. He's playing with it, and he accidentally drops it. It breaks out my front 2 teeth. I'm in a situation now where when I go to the dentist, they telling me this gonna cost thousands and thousands of dollars to fix this right. They not telling me what it's gonna look like. I go get an estimate with no money involved, find out what I need to do. They find out you got a tumor in your upper jaw, so we're gonna have to do a whole surgery for you. It's gonna be 100 bands. I don't have it.
Oh, shit.
I don't have it. And I'm only gonna have this check from this movie. So while I'm doing this movie, we live in this trailer. This is where we live. So when they come to work at 5 in the morning, we already there. When they leave at night, we still there. We just double back because we understood that this is our one opportunity. And we have this opportunity to change our lives, just like a young man going for the draft.
Right.
We can actually get in the league with this. There are 30 comedians on this cast. They're all magnificent. This is the holy grail of the situation. So yeah, I was able to make sure that, because it wasn't just my first movie, it was K.D. Albert's first movie, it was Terry Crews' first movie.
Absolutely.
I was the leader of this group, which meant that we didn't do their rehearsals, they did rehearsal, we did our own rehearsals daily to make sure that we were at the level of professional actors, which is what...
Do you want the money or not?
Made it so egregious, that guy. Saying, I was supposed to. You were supposed to what?
Katt, he did have a good part in the movie, man. The Santa Claus was funny.
That's irrelevant. That's gaslighting, Shannon. It's not about if Ricky Smiley had a good part in the movie. Nigga, you know that. Stop, bro. Gaslighting ass nigga.
Man.
The dude said the entire time we were filming, I can't play this role. They got a bandana over my nose and my mouth. My family not even gonna know who this is.
You know, when you saw Friday After Next that first time, you didn't know that was Ricky Smiley to the end of the movie. You know that. So don't even lie.
So yeah, tell your story.
Terry Crews also said that you guys had a lot of conversation, that this was your opportunity and you needed to seize this moment.
Terry had the benefit of having been in some very high-profile situations already and took L's. Like he had been in the league, you know what I mean? He had done pro wrestling. He had done a lot of things. He had been televised and some things that hadn't worked.
Right.
And this was just fortuitous for him. And now you know what nobody has ever said in the whole industry in 20 years about, you know, the whole money might not getting raped in the bathroom.
Right.
So I understood going in that there's no reason. I lost for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? and then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me...
Kevin Hart, is he lying?
He's saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem, and then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, again, I'm on the winning side of these decisions.
You know, look, I've had Cube, I've talked to Cube, and a lot of people say Cube doesn't pay. What's your relationship with Cube, and what did that opportunity mean for you?
Well, the ungrateful bastards that would say anything about Cube's payment, you shouldn't even talk to them anymore. Like, you don't go to Goodwill, you don't go to a Goodwill thrift store and go, look at all this cheap-ass shit. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you shut up? You could have went to Hermes. Why you didn't go to Balenciaga? Why you didn't get a bowl of the Balmain? You want to have that conversation? Right. What you mean, the independent black dude who's filming it partly out of his fucking pocket? What you mean he didn't pay you enough? They weirdos. Weirdos that felt like they earned the opportunity because they were big. No, yeah. I understood.
That ain't no $200 million movie. Well, I mean, how much did you expect you was gonna make?
Well, I made enough to get them teeth fixed just like you did.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking no. Oh, shit.
It was no harm, no foul. I knew that I was gonna go from there, and there was no
turning back for Katt Williams. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I wrote it. What I'm saying if I did it and I did a good job at it, you can thank me. I was involved.
Right.
I'm not gonna come later on and tell you, I never even read the whole script. So how you know what roles? What? What do you mean you never read the... These guys' whole job is to present something, unfortunately. And I'm just not a presenter. If you ask me a question, I'm just gonna tell you the truth of how it went.
Would you be willing to do another Friday?
Cube already asked me to write it. I was supposed to have been writing it. This is what these guys are mad about. Like, we lost some great people before this movie could come out regardless. Right. And so, yes, there desperately needs to be one. But we miss John Witherspoon in a way that can't really be quantified.
Right. R.I.P. Pops.
If I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker.
You know, Rick is so wild and has went so far off the meter. It's shit that I can't even tell you on TV. I mean, you know, for the sake of our friendship, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna bring it up. But trust me, he's went there. He has went where it's like, yo, Rick, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done took this shit too far. And his response is like this: there's no such place. Darkness. Let's go to the abyss, nigga! I'm not with it, man. I don't want to go to the abyss, man. You know what I'm saying? Rick wants to go to the abyss. In fact, he dwells in the abyss. Rick James dwells in the abyss, okay? And he wants company sometimes, you know? And for some reason, he likes to reach out for me. Whenever I'm around, when he wants to go there, he will reach out for me to try to take me to the abyss with him. And I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. And that's when we end up, you know, tussling or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Oh, Lord. fucking feel you, Shannon. What are you supposed to say to that, Shannon? I don't know.
Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Oh, Lord.
Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
If I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Oh, Lord.
Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say. To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday? Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without
Nah,
Friday.
we talk about the road because you said that they don't.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed.
Right.
Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Ain't no grown man calling me Christmas.
Me neither. Must be the greatest.
Man, I ain't gonna be able to get nobody back. I ain't gonna be able to get no more comedians.
They all coming.
No, they ain't.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Hey, I
A
promise
good thing
you.
I done got all the rest of them. I done got the ones.
I promise you, everybody trying to double back. You're gonna be having to beat them off with a stick. You gonna let him? They're coming.
Hey, I'm not. Look, again, this channel is not a political channel. So please leave politics off my channel.
Much as
You're on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View. What were those experiences like? What do you remember most about Def Comedy Jam and Comic View?
Comic View was everything. Comic View was really the break.
Comic View is a big ass childhood memory of mine. I was like the only person I knew too. I watch it every day. I would watch Doug at 7 o'clock and Comic View at 7:30. No cap. As a kid.
And not Friday after next, just because Comic View was just 3,000 of your stand-up peers, and we just throw sets of all of them up there, and we see who the audience likes. Who do they like? And it was a great wild, wild west time to be involved in comedy, and the same is true for Def Jam because hip-hop was a fad at one time, and hip-hop ain't gonna last, and why are you doing that? And that's how it was for blue comedy. Mm-hmm. If you were a comedian that cussed, you were ridiculed by the mainstream comedy geist.
Yeah, like, think about Andrew Dice Clay. Like, it was like, he was the dirtiest talking motherfucker of all time. Now that's just regular YouTube talk.
That would be like me being on Joe Rogan. Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny. He want to push out. But that's really how it is. I'm so sorry I'm competitive. You're an athlete, right?
I can tell.
You understand.
Will there ever be another Comic View, Def Comedy Jam? Could that, in today, in 24, 25, 26, could we see that again?
They've already announced it. It's already going. You didn't know?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Kevin Hart purchased it, so he's now doing Comic View. That happened at the same time that they gave DC Young Fly Hollywood Squares. Where? Yeah, because they tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate.
Yep.
Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in?
Yep.
Ain't he now opening it up for... Don't such and such open the gate for... What do you mean ain't no gatekeepers? There's 100 gates out here.
Would you?
Everyone I've seen got a keeper.
Would you have wanted to do Comic View or Def Comedy Jam? Would you have wanted to be?
I think we just mentioned I did them both.
No, I'm saying he purchased the rights and refranchise it.
Nope. They didn't offer it to me anyway. Like, Comic View did a couple of disservices to comedy as well. So there were people like me that were out there getting 2 and 3 standing ovations in one set. And that wasn't good for television. So what they did was they started making everybody get a standing ovation. So they would tell the audience, when they get off stage, everybody get up and cheer. And so now the fact that I'm the only one out there going to get standing ovations is now making people think
everybody gets a trophy. You've been watching my channel, you know how I feel about that shit.
Everybody get a standing ovation, and that's not how comedy is. So I understood why that couldn't go anymore, because remember Ricky Smiley sat right here and told you a story about how he performed with Mike Epps and Katt Williams when he did Comic View, and to let him tell it, he was funnier than both.
I don't believe there was a night that he was funnier than Mike Epps and Katt Williams. Nigga, that's a tall task, Ricky.
My name Lil Dow.
Leave me alone.
You're talking about the special needs. That's good.
That's a different time.
That's some clever material.
That was a different time, Cat.
No, it wasn't. It was the time I was there.
But I'm saying...
That time, this time, same times.
No, but I'm saying...
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. Yeah. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
Do you believe you could tell the same jokes today as when you started out? I mean, Eddie Murphy not telling those jokes. Richard Pryor wouldn't be able to tell those jokes in 2024 that they told in the 70s and the 80s.
So they wouldn't have told them.
But that's my point.
They're not inferior people.
No.
If they were in this time, they would be going according to our time. Just like then, we were going according to that. Like, that's how it is in the world. There are words that we can use for a while. And when we use them for a while until somebody says, that ain't a good word, we should stop saying that.
Correct.
That don't make people feel good. And we stop saying the word. And we move on to another word. You can't say the R word. You can certainly say special needs.
Yeah.
You can certainly say spectrum.
Be slow.
There are things that you can say to get your point that don't have to hurt people.
Right.
But you would know that if what you did was construct the English language for a living, then you would understand that part.
You financed your first stand-up. You had it cost you $22,000. You had 25 to your name.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do that? You believe that much?
Make more money, nigga. What are you talking about? Come on, Shannon. Damn it.
Cat.
I believe that much in business. In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
Okay.
That's all. How can I be looking for you to put me on if I wouldn't? And if I can't show you what you missed out on, why would you believe me? Now, the fact that I was able to do it 12 times, that's the real thing. The part that I'm able to do it all across the country. The fact that every time I do a tour or a special, you think, well, that's sponsored by somebody. Somebody did a good job. No, just the guy they're kicking around, just the one that might mentally not be all there. He's the one picking the outfits, writing this guy's material, booking the shows, making sure he gets there. He's the one hiring the other comedians. But hey, I knew that that's the end goal. So if that's the end goal and I'm there when I start, why would I deviate from that?
Right.
Remember, my goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole.
Damn it, Katt.
And I never had
Damn it, Katt.
sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan
There
Majors.
you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Bars.
And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the drug story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that. That's what they don't like.
I did not know. You're telling me and showing me a side of the business that I didn't know. That you guys are, man, the competition, the competitiveness.
That's all business. I don't care if they're selling Coke. You wouldn't believe the things that Coca-Cola says about Pepsi. You wouldn't believe the water conversations between Dasani and Liquid Death. Like in all business, in all sport, competition is a driving force. And I don't require anybody to be better. Who am I? I just require if you're a loser and you've taken shortcuts at every chance, and you've made sure that you didn't put anybody on that really had a work ethic and was a God-fearing person, and you helped that. If that was never you, then don't act like that's you. Don't get out here now that you don't do stand-up and start acting like, oh, you not sure why you don't do stand-up no more. I heard you got run off. You better be.
Oh, shit.
Be careful, the nigga that run you off gonna show up and he gonna tell everybody. Man, what you gonna be able to say? Nothing. Why you think I speak with such clarity? I'm actually involved in each one of these stories I told you about. Right. Right.
The one comedian, as we've been sitting here doing this interview, that you hold in very high regard is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million. You said it was more. Tell the story.
That's right.
I will let you tell it.
No, you're
No,
the best.
I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You've proven it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it. You proving it. Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't. People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so free.
Yeah, pour you a drink, Shannon.
Kid, I need another one. You here, get you another one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being.
Katt, man.
Yeah, tell him, Katt, yeah, now you want to pour me one. Early on, you said I might have been a little drunk. Now you want me to have another one.
It's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me.
I hope that everyone is underestimating my potential for just massive destruction.
Architect, what's happening, cuz? Squad.
It'll
Keep
be
pushing.
me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
That was when I was all the way off of Martin at that point. It's like, I couldn't, Big Mama House, that type of shit ain't funny to me.
I almost died. And I gotta read this script in front of all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can
Exactly.
be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
I sure hope I have Club Shay after this air.
Boy.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The greatest thing floating in
I might be out of
2024.
business.
Mark the words. No.
Nigga, you up to 7 million views last time I checked. Let me check right now. Nah, Katt was right. This is the best thing that ever happened to you, cuz. This motherfucker ain't even been out. So that motherfucker's up to 8 million views already. And the first clip view in the clip about Steve Harvey and all them is up to 2.4 million. Nigga, you got 10 and a half million views already just off of those.
Way in a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch. God's.
But it won't be because Shannon ain't a beacon of truth. You are.
People ain't that few.
Yeah. Prince. You met Prince.
Prince was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine.
What was those conversations? Because look, I mean, sometimes we don't really understand or appreciate someone until they're gone. I did. I was a big Prince fan. All of his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, you gay.
Because he could play all the instruments, he could sing, he could dance. He was an entertainer that could sing. And what he wrote, I mean, who thinks of Cherry Moons? Who thinks it snows in April? Who a raspberry beret or pink cashmere? The purple rain, the things that he wrote about. Well, like, bro, who mind goes there?
Yeah, he was unlike anybody in the world. He was just an amazing individual. I was able to meet him when I was 12, and I knew him my entire life through all of his changes. I was able to
Shit, I'm chilling, Architect. Happy New Year.
Assist him many times. If you go look at Prince's car collection, you'll see that Prince don't have not one car Katt Williams ain't got. He got the Prowler from Friday After Next in there. He got the same Bentley as me, because we share certain things. Our connection was lyrics, musical lyrics, women, and cars. And those are the areas where he trusted my opinion on things. And that's where I got to be helpful in his life. And he was helpful in mine in really all different types of ways, especially about the business, as far as being a black man that was rich in this business at 18 years old, had already did his first $1 million contract, had already broken records, was determined that he didn't want to be like anybody else, was so great of a guitar player that black people just stopped caring about guitar, and he got left out on a limb and somehow still had to create his way out of that. He was just really a 1 in a billion type person. I was lucky to know him.
Now, there are specials, and the streaming.
Hold up right quick. I heard something fall. Heard something fall. Had to make sure everybody was all right. Let me grab my drink while I took that little mini. All right, back to Katt. Back to Katt.
I don't know. I don't think there's as many. There's no DVDs now. So where are you on this streaming, the specials? I mean, obviously you still tour, but how much do you focus on? Okay, I'm gonna tour, say 100 days or 150 days, but I'm gonna do a special.
Good girl was happening.
Well, now that our relationship with Netflix is at the 8-figure mark,
8?
How
You said 8?
How often you want to make them?
Oh, you said 8? I mean, like
Right.
5, 6, 7, 8?
Got to be 10 million to qualify, yeah. So what I'm saying is, once you're at that level, how many would you do? I'd be willing to bet you say, every time you turn around, I'm gonna be doing another one.
Hey.
I think that's what you would say if you was any good.
Yeah,
and
for
like I said, with 12 comedy specials, why do I need to be in these conversations with these specialist people? Sid ain't got no specials you remember. Steve ain't got no specials you remember. Ricky ain't got no specials you remember. Faison ain't got no.
Ricky do got a special I remember. Open Casket Sharpe was funny, the motherfucker. Katt, I ain't gonna front.
What? So why do y'all
Quake did
get
a special.
Yep, it was 20 minutes long.
It was good too, though.
It was. He's good. Ricky ain't got no special you remember. Faison ain't got no. What? So why do y'all
Quake did
get
a special.
Yep, it was 20 minutes long.
It was good too, though.
It was. He's good. Not it was good. He's
Yeah,
good.
see, Quake my
He's
guy.
good. Don't think because I said something derogatory that I don't know how to.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Katt. Ricky, till that point, Ricky hadn't had one. Ricky had some jokes I thought were funny, but he ain't had no. Open Casket Sharpe, I have to give him that. Open Casket Sharpe, front to back was funny. I just have to give him that.
Hate. Earthquake has consistently, I don't think anybody's ever said Quake wasn't funny. He probably never been booed, I don't think. I don't think he's ever given a bad performance in
Nathaniel,
his
my
life.
dog.
But his just due was overdue. He was in a whole different situation.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't able to translate the stand-up to the movie thing,
TV.
he took a hit. Most people don't take a hit. They're just judged on their stand-up.
Right.
So yeah, no. Even though it sounds like there's a lot of people that's not the case. I'm a proponent of all of us who are in this business working hard trying to make it.
When you got into stand-up, was crossing over, was doing TV, was doing movie, was that a part of it? You're like, okay, I'm doing stand-up. Okay, the next progression is TV movies.
Throughout the history of stand-up, sir. That's the goal for all of us. That's how it goes. That's why when you hear these dudes talking about, oh, I didn't want to be a movie star, you just know it's disingenuous. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yeah, oh, no, I just wanted to do a game show.
Right.
What? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I thought you did Mark Curry's show over after he had just done hanging with Mr. Cooper. Why would you do all of that man's stuff that he did on his show on yours and then do the dude's stand-up when you go on the road? And then you never put Mark Curry on your show or nothing? Like, if you don't say anything, these dudes will run over you. I don't know if you know how bullies operate.
But
do. If you don't stand up for yourself, there really is nothing they won't do.
Right. You're a very generous man, Katt. You're the sole sponsor of Melba Moore, getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You did all that on your own. Why? Do you have a personal relationship with Melba?
No. I understood that she was a black woman in a time where it mattered what you look like, and they had a certain thing that they needed you to look like and act like in order to be successful.
Right.
And she just never did that. She wasn't tall enough. She wasn't fine. They didn't like her looks. They didn't like that her hair was natural. They talked crazy about her, and yet she still made all of these achievements. And I'm like, understand, I'm already in the Comedy Hall of Fame. I'm already going to heaven no matter what happens. If it ends in a second, I'm up there. So it gives me the leeway to do some things that are simply because it's the right thing to do. So the truth of the matter is, they wanted to give me a star, but please don't consider me and this person been sitting on this list this whole time. And just because they ain't got enough money, they can't get they just due? That's crazy. When do you start? That's hurtful. What if somebody can't afford their flowers? You mean they don't get them? No, right. God don't operate like that. He would send a dummy like me to come and take care of that. Just so that the right thing happens. That's how the universe works. Because remember, what am I spending my money on? I'm not spending my money on strippers. I ain't spending them on drugs.
Why not?
Like,
stripper
what?
part.
Because if I go in a strip club, I'm only trying to get her out of there.
Yeah.
I have no intention of her or any other people being in this position. If I see a girl I like at the strip club, I'm telling her, you know you don't have to strip no more after this. This could be your last day. How about that? What would it be like just to leave it all? You ain't gotta be a hoe no more.
I don't even want you to go get your purse. Just leave it.
Ain't nothing in
We
it.
get new ID. We get new ID and credit card and social security card.
We don't need none of that.
None of that.
None of that. This life don't look good on you.
This life
You don't even look like a drug
Got
addict.
Got me thinking, Katt.
Right. You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Boy, you done got me canceled. How many times in this program? Where's the camera? I didn't write nothing I said tonight. It's all been on these cue cards, and I'm just gonna keep reading them. I didn't write nothing I said tonight. It's all been on these cue cards, and I'm just gonna keep reading them. Ask your next question.
The Migos, do you help them get out of financial situation?
I don't think we ever, as a nation, can remember a time that the Migos were financially unsuccessful. So for the record, I would assume that they've never needed Katt Williams' financial assistance for anything. I'm sure that between QC, the label, and other things, they were taken care of. On the other hand, if I was given the opportunity to help them, would I? Of course I would. That's what I do. I'm a pro-black non-racist. Like, I really, really love black people, but I don't love them more than other people. I love everybody. I'm a black guy, and I try to stick with that. But yeah, I'm not one of those pillow talkers either. Like when I do something good, I'm really not doing it for the gram. It's not for any of that. I'm just doing it because it's good to do.
I appreciate that. I don't know if this is true, but I did read that comedians on your show say that women sometimes would bring them money and not say where it came from.
Say that again?
Comedians would say women would bring them money and not say where it came from.
Right. So I'm not a feminist like a feminist would be, but I do believe that that in my camp, like if I had 35 people in my camp, right? I believe that other than 4 jobs, I believe that a woman is better at any of them jobs than any man could be.
Okay.
So 10 of these jobs, no man can work because I'd rather a female be there. If I gotta smell anybody's breath, I want it to be hers. I don't want none of you crusty. So what I'm saying is, if in a staffing issue, I'm gonna have 75% women just because I prefer them. Right. I don't prefer to hear 2 guys talking in the corner. I prefer to hear 2 ladies talking in the corner. I don't care what they're talking about. I just prefer that. So a lot of times I will utilize ladies to convey a message. If a comedian is doing a great job somewhere in the country, he just did a masterful set and nobody's gonna pay him. They just clapping. And I know he's broke as shit back there. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody just showed up and gave him a little blessing? And he didn't have to suck me off for it and
Oh, nigga, you gay.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
Thanks, Katt. Boy, I really needed it. Why would you do that? If you was actually just trying to help people, you would. People know that's how I pay my tithes. If I got paid $100,000 to be at your city, I'm gonna take 10,000 of that and put it in your homeless area. Not because I got to. Because you gave me 100 racks to come to your little rinky-dink town. Who would I be to not pay my tithes back to your town? That's how I got in this position.
Wow. Damn.
You adopted 7 kids. Why? That's a lot of kids for a man that's as busy as you are, travels as much as you do, on the road as much as you are, spend a lot of time, because you have to spend a lot. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, maybe it comes so natural to you to put pen to paper and to write things down and be able to go out there and perform a set, but that's a lot of responsibility, Katt.
Right. Right. But if there was a God, what would he think about you if you did that?
Uh-oh.
I'm saying let's say, for example, that God is real.
Yes.
Okay? And let's say he be looking at what you do.
Yes.
What would he say if you did that?
He said, that cat, that's a very kind gesture. That's very generous of you.
My whole life, since I was telling you when I was young and they was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be God's friend. That's a weird thing if you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, I didn't even say nothing. But if you believe in God and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend, if I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
I mean, 7, 8 kids, single. You gonna get married?
You remember the conversation where it was me?
Yes.
And I didn't know what was gonna happen to my 2 little brothers and
Yes.
they was just gonna be out there?
Yes.
So when it gone full circle and I'm one of the richest men that ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth, I had that on me.
The nigga said I saw my net worth and I had it on me.
I'm one of the richest men that ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth, I had that on me. I don't even...
That nigga said I saw my net worth, nigga, and I had it on me.
So when it gone full circle and I'm one of the richest men that ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth, I had that on me. I don't even... I swear to God. What I'm saying is, like... I'm saying my net worth is less than my last Netflix deal. You understand what I'm telling you?
Make it make sense.
But I'm fine. Jesus was poor. Jesus ain't had nothing. So why don't we be mad you say I don't have nothing?
They ain't had the amenities they had back then, okay?
Say it again?
We got different amenities now.
Not more than gold. Gold was the amenity of that time. We still got gold. Gold still running.
They have no Rolls Royce. They got you can buy an ass. That's what they call it in the biblical time. They were cheap.
I'm saying if you really want to say, I'm saying a Cullinan is cheap.
Hey.
So back in the day, I would get my girl a donkey. Today we get her a Cullinan. But I'm saying whoever, whatever it is, I'm saying we. I'm saying because what we gonna do? I done already told you I'm one of the richest people that ever lived.
Yes.
Only in the fact that when I wake up in the morning, no matter where I am, I don't need nothing. Whatever I need is right around me, and whatever I don't have, it's only just because I don't have it. It's not because I can't get it. All I gotta do is want it, and it belongs to me. So because of that, because I'm favored by God, like when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have, because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. Yeah. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Come on, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
So,
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
You're not supposed to look at anything that you don't want.
Not me personally, just because God has given me literally everything I ever even pump faked like I want. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is I don't have a type of woman. Every woman that I ever had as a type, I ended up getting her. Now she's not the type anymore. Now I understand.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
that every woman is a one of one. Like, you can't really have types.
What?
Because, see, I tried to ask me something about marriage, but then
I ain't say nothing about no marriage.
Yeah, you did. When you rewind the tape, you let it out. You was like, so you ever gonna get married? And then you took it back. It's okay. It's okay. I was known as a photographic memory.
Are you?
I'm not against it. Like, most people that are not married is because they're afraid of commitment. It's not that like that for me. It's just the whole time I wanted to be married, I had kids, so I had to try to fill my wife's place before she got there.
Right.
So I'm already got kids without a mother, but so now I got to be doing laundry. I'm washing dishes. I'm reading stories. I'm having to nurture. I'm having to do all of this, and I got to the point where I didn't need the wife. I'm doing it, and we're doing it, and I'm not replacing a woman in their lives. I'm letting them see that that's just the only thing that we don't have. And
is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
It was easier for me to do that because you have to understand that all of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers. You see? They have a mother. You see? I'm a different person. I'm raising you. And so that needs to be done with the other respect for the others that put work in as well. So, yeah, I never had a problem getting married.
What's one of the one things you try to teach your kids?
I don't teach anybody anything that's over 18. I've done the work I was going to do. But as kids, I really just tried to teach
What?
the things that can't be bought.
No, that's not how that works.
Your integrity, trying to live your life in a way that you yourself could be proud of if you had to look back on it. And I didn't do very good at leading by example, but behind the scenes, that's never what I was pushing. They understood that because of my stance, there was a certain thing that would come my way. And so accountability and responsibility is part of what you're teaching, is that, you know, even if you're doing the greatest thing in the world, there's this thing called no good deed goes unpunished. Like, there's a real Murphy's Law. Like, basically, in raising kids, you're just trying to give them a better manual and an outline of how life works than your parents gave you, you know? And so that's how I did it.
How do you avoid toxic women? Give me. I mean, because obviously, you know, you like women.
I do, and I probably like toxic ones more than anybody.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
Because
I ask you this.
Hold on, because toxic women are exciting, and
just ask them how I did it. I got out the limo, grabbed her hand, and went upstairs and fucked her.
And that's just a fact. Part of toxicity is exciting. I'd rather skydive with her.
Just ask them how I did it. I got out the limo, grabbed her hand, and went upstairs and fucked her.
But if you have toxic women, just understand that all monsters are feeding off of something. And if you find out what this toxic woman is feeding off of, you can just begin to turn off her feeding points. And it drives a toxic person crazy, and they'll get away from you.
Now, she want to go renegade? Go renegade, bitch.
So whatever, if she's truly toxic, there are certain things that she's doing that help fuel her toxicity. You're not noticing it, but it's what it is. Why do you think she watches murder mysteries before she goes to sleep? Why is it always a crime drama playing? And turn it off. Turn it to cartoons. Make it... No, you don't get to... What's she listening to? You can't be listening to Sexy Red. You're broke. Toxic people are trying to get things. They're not being toxic for no reason. They're gaining something out of how they operate. That's why they operate like that, because they get something. As soon as you find that out, you'll be able to cut off what they're getting, and they will leave. Yeah.
You were married once.
Never.
You weren't married?
Never in life.
So would you have a cohabitation agreement?
Never. How? How can I be a single parent and be married?
You could, you know, there are people that like were married and then they get divorced and then they become single parents. That's how that works.
Yeah, but a person who's never been married means he's never been married.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it.
What the fuck else you supposed to do, nigga? Them ashy ass knuckles.
Why would you need to take my word for it? Hold on. If I had been married, wouldn't it somebody have said who she was?
No. It might have been a long time ago.
Nope. I've never not been famous, sir. I just worked the story out to you. I don't have no hidden mysteries in my life. That was Jesus. I don't have no periods in my life where it's unaccounted for. No. That person that said that was a liar. I got a case right now in LA. This lady saying she was my assistant for 14 years, and I heard her or something like that. Never worked for me, not a day in my life. Liars lie because they want to. But people always say, why would they lie? No, there are several women have said they was married to me. It's just when it went to court, they had to say, I was married to him spiritually.
From the streets did she emerge, into the street she will return.
She belongs to the streets.
You shut up. How you gonna be married to me? My kids don't know you. Answer me that.
So do you have a problem? Do you have a problem bringing women around your kids?
No, not then or now. I've always lived with several women. Like, I'm known for
several?
That. Yeah.
Like more than one?
I've already told you.
Like more than one.
That I prefer the company of women to the company of men. So if I told you that me and a couple dudes on my staff sometimes have to cohabitate, nobody finds a problem with that. Yeah, so it's me and 3 ladies cohabitating because that's how the business gets done. Like, I don't want a chef that scratches his nuts before he cooks. I don't. No disrespect to these guys that go around with these large male-only groupings, but that's not my episode of Entourage.
Oh, shit. Man, you were approached by 7 gunmen. You were robbed, shot in the thigh.
Say it again?
You were robbed once, correct?
No, I never been robbed.
You didn't get robbed. You didn't get approached by gunmen trying to get robbed? They didn't take anything.
I wasn't even the
target?
I wasn't even who they were talking to. And not because I say that. Because if you look at what time period it is, I'm not even making $5,000 a year. So robbing me wasn't the answer. This is before Oklahoma. You talking about a terrible condition.
They'd have been disappointed thinking they'd get something off of you, huh? If they'd have robbed you.
Look, in 3 cities, it's legendary that Katt Williams would walk down our streets with his baby in a baby stroller, with a diaper bag, with a gun in a diaper bag. The only thing I need is a pass. Don't mess with me and just let me go about my business. I'm living in Inglewood, Compton. I'm living in Manchester and Western. I'm in LA, the gang capital of the world, but never robbed. Because why? I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. You think I'm a Blood. You think I'm a Crip. I'm from Ohio. I'm a comedian. I'm a father.
Right.
I'm trying to do something out here. And not only do I not judge what you're doing, I'm not trying to be involved.
Right.
That's the difference. That's where the respect comes from.
You're touring right now, the Dark Matter tour.
Yeah.
Filming next Netflix special.
In May.
May.
Yep, next Netflix special.
At U2 Theater in Inglewood. I'm about to catch that.
I thought you might say that.
I will catch that one.
Right, because it's a homecoming for me. Because I lived on Hazel, so you know.
I gotta catch
people
that
know
one.
I lived in the heart of Inglewood. They saw me walk down Market Street with the babies I'm raising. Like they understood that. No, I was really not pretend. Oh, he want to be from the hood. No, I'm living there on the street.
What's your favorite city to tour in?
The next one, sir.
Like, what are you doing, nigga? Like, what the fuck is Shannon Sharpe doing, nigga?
Yeah, that's the real beauty of travel.
Right.
That's why most people don't. Yeah, traveling, especially when you traveling, don't always hit like the most touristy shit. It's always something different.
Have the empathy and the sympathy that they need to have for other people is because they haven't seen other people.
Right.
Like if you went to Ireland and you saw what them people was like, and you went to Sweden and saw what them people was like, if you really went to Africa and you really saw what the people was like, you went to Haiti, you went to Puerto Rico, if you really traveled across the country, you would see that all people is the same. It's way more people that's good than the fucked up individuals you're seeing. And if you understood that, it would change everything. So I don't have any favorites in the world just because every place is dealing with their own issues, their own troubles. All places look better than they actually are for the people that live there. And it's always a difference between what it seems like
and what it actually
and what it is like. People will tell you, I went to Paris. I was there at the Eiffel Tower. Bitch, you had bed bugs. And there were rats everywhere. The food was terrible.
Yeah.
Tell the rest of it.
Yeah.
Don't tell some.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to these cities to tour, do you make it a habit of getting out?
That's how I built my reputation. It's also how I ended up in jail 19 times. Because when I come to do a show, I'm really in your city. So whatever the strip club is, I'm there. Whatever the top bar is, I was there drinking. You had a casino, I was at it. Like, what was it? Huh? Because I'm in your city.
Right.
This is how I'm learning your city so that when I do my show, I can be talking about what I know, not what I think, right? And so that was what I did at every city that I went to. The first 15 minutes of my show is what it's like to be here. You see what I'm saying? And so that was always a part of what kept my legend going to the point where I can still be in these arenas without you ever seeing a poster with my picture on it, without you ever seeing a flyer, without you ever seeing a poster that goes, hey, it's Katt. Could y'all make sure y'all come out and come see me? Because I'm going to be in. Would you please come on out, guys? And I really am. Because we have a different respect. I know I'm coming. They know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there. And they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly do. And they know beyond a shadow of a doubt, whatever hour he was doing when we last saw him, he won't be doing that hour when we see him this time. It's a whole new conversation.
Yep.
And because I've never strayed from that, they've never strayed from their part.
I'm looking at some of the actors that you've been on screen with. Cube, Tracy Morgan, Regina Hall, Terrence Howard, Nick Cannon, Tiffany. Bro, who brings out the best in Katt Williams? How does someone get the best out of Katt Williams? Do you need a comedian? Do you need a serious actor? How do we get the absolute best out of Katt Williams on screen?
Well, I would be disingenuous if I didn't remind us that that's never anybody's goal. It's never anybody's goal to create a great situation for me to do a good job.
Why?
In a script. The way it works is the script is already there. This is a character in the script. If they give me the job, I make it my job that this character here has to be as big as this whole project. So if you don't even see the movie School Dance, I want you to remember Whose goddamn white baby is this? And the only way that I can guarantee that you will remember my scene if you didn't remember a whole movie is if I make sure that my scenes are that.
Man, that's hilarious. That's on point.
Good, because that's what I watched. I watched great actors. You never saw De Niro, you never saw Pesci, you never saw any of these dudes in something and you was like, nah, I don't really believe it. You sure you're the Great Gatsby? Like, no, like you believe that this dude, Daniel, is a hobbit. That's part of the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
And so it's having a respect for the craft that I'm doing. That means I'm trying to do the best job possible.
What was it like working with Spike Lee doing Priceless?
Spike Lee is everything that you said I was in my intro. He's just really an innovator and a groundbreaking, one-of-a-kind dynamo. And I knew that they were, like, they tried to sabotage me even then. Like, as soon as I said I wanted to get Spike Lee to direct it, because that was the biggest thing I could do, they immediately gave Spike to Gerard Carmichael and had him do his special too at the Comedy Store, and just to undermine, like, but if there's one thing you can take away from me as a person, whether you like me or you don't, if you take this from me, you will be a better person. If you decide today that you're gonna live every day like it's your last for real, which means have a conversation with yourself every night that, okay, that was it. May not be no more after that. And really count yourself every day like this could have been it. All right, before I go to bed, this could be it. All right, how's that looking? If you can do that, it'll change your life. You'll really start making decisions and living your life like this all you got, just this one day. But you could be a winner. You could be a winner on this day. It's just work ethic. And not the work ethic they talk about. They tell you work ethic where they do all these movies. I'm the hardest working man. Well, no, everybody goes to work every day. Bro.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying, I go to work all the time. Everybody who works goes to work every day. Shut up. Shut up. You get, what? You think I respect you more than my gardener? I don't.
Real shit.
I don't. He work every day. Rain or shine.
I don't know if you saw this, but Taraji P. Henson got extremely emotional the other day. She was giving an interview.
Yes.
And saying that they're vastly underpaid and say the math is not mathing. They get X amount of dollars by the time Uncle Sam get his cut, by the time the agency get their cut, and what you see they were supposed to get is a fraction of that. Where do you come down on that, Katt?
It was the saddest thing ever, because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're gonna give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all. And they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they paying the new girl. And I've been suffering under it for a decade now and just taking it. I just been getting whooped.
Like button.
But I just got to come say, this is wrong. We should be ashamed. But this is a country where we don't pay the teachers, and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. If you do that, we're going to end up with a generation that can't read. Guess what? Generation Z and A can't read. Why? Because who was giving them a book? We gave them an iPad or a phone, and now the letters don't mean there's no cursive writing.
Right.
Sorry about that. So yeah, this is what period of time it's in. It's the period where the victims get to say, they've been hurting me for a long time. And I just ain't said nothing because I was trying to be strong and I didn't want to shame anybody. When our people call out for help, we got to understand You know what I mean?
That part.
Like we put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on.
Bars.
The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security.
I've been saying it for years.
Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly.
Wilding Out. How difficult was it for Nick Cannon to get you on, and what was that experience like?
I've known Nick Cannon since he was a teenager. He had to have his... He in the comedy club, if you're underage, you can't be in the regular club. You had to be in the kitchen.
Right.
So I was the master of the kitchen every comedy place because I got a child, and my child is back here in this place while I go on stage.
Right.
So I've known Nick Cannon since he was 14. Nick Cannon has never called and asked me to do one single thing, and I turned him down because I've known him since he was a young black child in Hollywood. Wow. So what I did in Wildin' Out was to be his protector and to be his voice with hip-hop. So the whole thing was, the thing that he was trying to do had never been done before. You can't bring 6 comics in and let 6 comics talk shit about 6 rappers because the 6 rappers will beat the 6 comics' ass.
Right.
You would have to have a comic that could actually stand in between and go, look, we comics, we gonna say what we gonna say, y'all gonna take it and understand it's a joke. If you wanna fight, we fight before the show. So you can go out there with your black eye. We're not gonna do it comedically. This is what needed to take place in order for it to be successful, which is why it had already aired and didn't work. And then suddenly when it comes back with me, it suddenly works. Because respect has to be in there as well. If you trying to do it with Kevin Hart, you and him gonna get run over. You a teenager, he 5'2". Like, what's gonna happen?
Who are some of your favorite young comedians?
He pivoted from Kevin Hart quick to the bitch.
I haven't seen a young comedian I don't like. If you name any of the young comedians, I'm aware of all of them, and they're all doing a great job. It doesn't matter if it's Country Wayne or Desi Banks. It doesn't matter if it's Carlos.
Desi Banks is terrible.
Or Chico. It doesn't matter if it's DC or Just Hilarious. It really doesn't matter once we go to the young part. The young comedians are dealing with things that we never dealt with. And so that gives them more benefits, but it also gives them more chances of failure. So it's not easier for them. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of young comics. We have Miss Pretty Ricky and Takara Williams. I've taken 25 black women on the road in these tours. It's important to me that the young comic gets the benefits and the advantages of the big comics platform.
Right.
I guess we'll stop there for now. We'll finish the rest tonight. It ain't too much left. Absolutely great insight by Katt. I ain't gonna front. Some of the shit, I mean, I don't rock with everything. But, you know, being out of the house at 13, yeah, you can kind of have some quirky ways of thinking on certain things. But shit, the integrity's there, in my opinion. There for the most part. Not implying anything. I'm glad Shannon Sharpe decided to put that damn wig down. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. That nigga sending choosing signals. Grown ass man sending choosing signals. What the fuck is this? Y'all vouching for that shit. All over the TikTok, indeed. This interview got 8 million views, and it's only been up a day. This shit is breaking the internet. So I definitely thought it was worth giving a true dive, because you know most people just gonna hit certain parts and miss out a lot of stuff, because you know a lot of people can only react to what other people have found. Watch the whole thing. Watch the rest of it tonight. Report on some other shit. Warriors play. I gotta watch my Dubs. He running circles around Shannon Sharpe too, and Shannon don't even know it. Shannon nervous. You heard how many times Shannon truly nervous. He was nervous about getting canceled for real. I'm like, nigga, this is the best thing that ever happened to you. You didn't even know it. This nigga all nervous, man. I ain't even gonna have a club Shay after this. Why the fuck would you not have a club Shay because of some shit he said? It would only be if you was up here co-signing and vouching and saying you agreed, which you would never do, because you pussy. Why didn't you ask him? Why would you say Chris Tucker with Epstein? Why didn't you just ask him that? Yeah, because so real always exposed. Katt came in there on some real shit, and it was too real for Shannon. And what is Shannon supposed to be known for? Shannon's supposed to be the nigga that he's the realest in the game. He's one of the realest commentators, and Shannon keeps it real, and da-da-da-da. Real nigga walk in the room, and this nigga blushing all over the place. That's just a fucking fact. Now, the fucked up part about it is there are gonna be some people mad at Shannon on some shit where it's like, why would you even have that nigga, you know, come? You know how he can do. But, you know, Shannon, I mean, what does he have to worry about? You know what I mean? If he's worried about something, it's because he's goofy. But I guess for now, say peace to your boy. Be back tonight. Shout out to everybody on the replay gang. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that PayPal Cash App so we hit the $20 goal for today. Shout out if you have already. Shout out to the architect on the membership. Clay on the super chat. Tommy.
Not the cap.
French Dip. Janice. Bob. J-Dub. Chadrick. Amy and fam. Peace and love indeed. Y'all stay out of trouble. Stay safe. Stay warm. Bubba.
The fuck did I do?
About time. Jessica. Anita. I like what I did with the outro. I'm excited. Jackie. I see y'all here in a couple hours, third shifters. All you early people, I see y'all tomorrow. You know what I mean? God is great. Get you a great dinner. It's 2 basketball games, so you should be watching both of them. There is no football tonight. Watch them basketball games. But then again, I'm probably lying. Lunchbox rules in full effect. God is great. Peace.
Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
You don't think Sam's a good comedian?
The world doesn't think that, sir. I have 12 comedy specials. He has 4 specials that are not available on Netflix or Tubi. And this is the age of truth, and the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies.
Yo, what's going on, boys? How are you?
Yo, dab me up.
Hey, all right, damn. What part of the city are you from?
Yo,
What's up?
there, brother.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Take this.
Oh, all right, sick. Why don't you guys come inside?
Don't ski.
These are the guys.
I'm Octavius Gray. And I'm Steve. Steve LeVois. It's okay, I have vape in here, right?
Set the mood right. Pick you up, baby, I'm looking so fly. Sunset rooftop, yeah, that's nice, right? Hop in the G-Class, I know you need that. Heart racing fast like the speed of light. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see what I can be for you. 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 You've got me wrapped up in your love.
Barely.
Finding you is like a treasure. Making my heart feel this way, yeah, yeah. And I'll treat you so damn special. What you did, who you were with, I don't care about those days. When I'm with you, I won't complain. Share your success and heartbreaks. Yeah, you know I stay by your side. Never leave you dissatisfied. But I need you to let me know. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see what I can be for you. 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 Baby girl, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Oh, yeah, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Yeah, girl, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Oh, yeah, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night.
God is great, man. I love y'all to death, man. I'll see y'all in a couple hours.
Crushed it.